Genuine question, what are people supposed to do? When it comes to this economy and it comes to getting jobs, I just read that millennials and Gen Z are the poorest generation in modern history. And I was having a conversation with my parents about that yesterday, and they are finally coming to grips with it. They're finally understanding that this shit is just not working no more. Like, when it comes to getting jobs, you're putting resumes out for jobs that aren't even real. 75% of applications aren't even being seen by humans. And then on top of that, like, I got dressed today to go out to these career centers and these staffing agencies to try to see if I could go talk to somebody in person, maybe give a resume, maybe just have a conversation about what opportunities they might have. And I got this paper with me that's got 10 different placement agencies, right? I'm going to these places and they're not even there. They're remote. So I get the phone number, right? And then I call, and then they don't answer the phone. So it's like, what are we doing? And what do they expect us to do? Seriously, people with 10, 15, 20 years of experience can't find work. So they're getting rid of the SNAP benefits. You can't be on unemployment. I genuinely kind of don't really understand what the end game is. Maybe there isn't an end game. Maybe they genuinely do want everyone to be poor, and they genuinely don't want people to have anything. But it's like, well, who's going to buy all your stuff? Who's going to buy your products? And honestly, I don't even think that they're thinking that far ahead. I don't even think that they even care. I think that they are thinking on a quarter-to-quarter basis, maybe a yearly basis. And it's all driven by corporate greed and revenue goals. And it's like all these companies have an individualistic mindset, but they don't understand that everyone has the same mindset. And everyone has the same mindset. As a collective, we all fall. Everyone can't be the best. Everyone can't have the best product. Everyone can't have the most market share. Everyone can't be the most innovators. But these companies are operating as if they all have a shot at being the best. And we're all losing for it.
Over the last year, I have applied to 1,769,347 jobs. So let's see how it went. So out of all of these jobs I applied to, I got ghosted from 1.6 million of them and rejected from 92,000 of them. So that's what that looks like. Looks pretty crazy from a visual standpoint, but as you can see right here, I got replies from 3,400 of them, so that's great, right? Out of all those replies, I have replied to a couple of them too late. They already hired people, and I ended up only getting 9 interviews from 3,000, so that's kind of crazy. From there, I rejected 2 of them because the pay wasn't what I was looking for. I got rejected by 2 companies. For one of these companies, I didn't have to do any tasks, and then for 4 of the other ones, I had to do some work and then hear back from them. I ended up with 5 final interviews, and I got 2 offers. And as you can see, I accepted one and rejected the other. So that is what my graph looks like from 2025, trying to find a job.
The job market is so screwed right now. All of these mass layoffs are having a huge impact on the overall job market, and we can partly blame AI for this whole mess. They are trying to use AI as an excuse to cut down the workforce, and there are some use cases where AI is actually replacing some of the jobs. It's speeding up efficiency. Companies are realizing they no longer have to hire as many people to get the same work done. Now, for the people, this is very exhausting because those who are unemployed are trying to apply to as many jobs as possible. There's actually one guy who applied to 1 million jobs. Now, how is that possible? He probably used an auto applier. There's a lot of AI tools out there that has made applying to jobs very simple, but that also backfires because now a lot of these job applications have tens of thousands of applicants that they have to surf through, and it's creating a whole mess to even get noticed by these recruiters. It's a very unfortunate time we're seeing. The job market is very bad right now, and we hope to see it flip pretty soon. But take a look at the rest of these clips.
How do I explain to my parents that no one is hiring anymore? The job market is not like it was when they got out of college. A degree does not mean you can get a job now. I cannot even tell you how many jobs I have been applying for. And I'm a real estate agent, so they're not paying me a salary. I still can't get hired. Tried everything, and then my friend showed me this hack that saves so much time. And just swipe, apply.
When y'all said it was hard to get a job in this economy, I thought y'all meant like 6-figure jobs. Why did I get rejected from a role at Ashley Furniture Mart? I literally see old people working in there, people who can't even pick up furniture. And you're telling me Ashley Furniture Mart turned me down? I have a 4-year degree from Columbia University. I thought getting my degree was gonna be the answer. No, it's not. They said I'm overqualified. What does that even mean? I came back to Texas to stay with my parents and decided to start applying for jobs. But I've had no luck. Luckily, all I've had to do was use this auto apply feature on this app called Sprout, and it gave me way more interviews. But me lowering my quality of jobs just to still get rejected by low-level jobs is insane. Guys, if I can't get a job, then we're all cooked. What is going on in this job economy?
The audacity of the job market is getting out of hand. I've applied to probably like 500 jobs in the past few months, and I've only gotten 2 interviews. One of them offered 6 months unpaid with potential to be paid afterwards. This past week, I had a 3-part interview, which included 1 hour of creating mock work, and I got offered $22 an hour. For context, I have almost 10 years of marketing experience and a degree in strategic communications. You guys need to get real. Obviously, these jobs are in high demand and like someone will take it, but don't even offer something that low to someone with that much experience. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Something that I noticed over the past month and a half, over at least 25 to 30 LinkedIn recruiters, and then people from companies are reaching out to me to apply to roles, management positions, all of that. Why are y'all reaching out to me? Respond to the 100 applications that y'all fucking received. The job market is so strange. It's like, you receive 100+ applications. I think y'all just lazy. Y'all don't want to do your job, so you reach out to another motherfucker that's already got a job and say, hey, do you want to apply to this? You have 200 applications. Figure it the fuck out. People trying to find work, and you are concerned with somebody that has employment. Make it make fucking sense. Honestly, what's the purpose of putting a job into the universe on LinkedIn, on Indeed, wherever the fuck you put it, and you receive all of these applications, and then somebody says, how about we try to find somebody with a job, discard and disregard all of these applications of qualified people, at least 5 of them got to be qualified, and see if he wants to come to our company. What are we doing?
I saw this guy get on the internet and talk about how Gen Z was baited into learning to code. The message of learning to code had been pushed in everybody's faces for the last 10 years. And I gotta say, I'm so glad I never fell for that propaganda. Every time I try to do it, I'm just like, damn, bitch, my heart is not in this shit. I'm not gonna sit here and learn to do this. And if I need to, I will, but I don't know, something in my spirit not sitting right. Fast forward to now. You all got baited. And I think it is insane because a lot of y'all, not all, but a lot of y'all got on the internet and y'all were psychopaths. And we saw it in the news with certain demographics, we saw it all. And y'all were like scoffing at liberal arts degrees, scoffing at theater degrees, scoffing at English degrees. And now you're laughing, or now you sit next to them and shit not funny no more because now your degree is useless. Let me tell you how crazy this is, right? And I saw this even as a teenager. I'm like, this don't seem right. Like, why is y'all egging this fucking coding shit this much? The government telling you to do something, I'm sorry, is just never good. Maybe we can and obviously let's use our common sense. Let's use our thinking caps. Not everything, but you're pushing the government telling me to work a certain job. Here's what they did to y'all. It's the Uber effect, right? Where when Uber first debuted, the company took the losses. They baited you in. They got rid of the competition. They did all they could do, all of the evil stuff, right? And because y'all have no pattern recognition, because y'all are so arrogant, individualistic, and pompous, and self-righteous, and all of these other things, you couldn't see it coming. But anybody that was black or Caribbean, especially, anybody that had common sense regardless, knew what was coming, right? And so the companies took all of these losses for a decade or two, and they paid the big bucks. They took whatever loss they could, paid the big bucks, hired all of y'all en masse to build up their company, to scale up the companies so quickly. And what's even crazier is people were like, hey, maybe you guys should like unionize. I don't know. And y'all were like, we don't need to do that. We make a bunch of money anyway. And it was like, okay, girl, it's not about the money. It's about job security, but you got it. Y'all took it a step further and built machines to do your job. Y'all built computers to build computers. You wrote code to code. That's crazy. You locked yourself. You did a generational, like, there is no squatter rights. You locked yourself out of your own house in the most generational sense. And now you are sitting next to the people wondering where your next check is going to come from. And this is not me trying to sound, you know, like I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm laughing or getting laughed out. That's not what this is. But it's like, y'all have no sense of how America works. And it's crazy. And a lot of y'all think that because y'all are white or because y'all participate in these systems that you're going to get rewarded for it, when it's like, no, you're getting belt to ass. You're getting belt to ass. And when people try to tell y'all that, you look at them like they're crazy conspiracy theorists, when it's like, bro, it's so obvious. It's so obvious as to what's coming. Look what they're doing to folk externally. Now, all of your hard work is going to some bitch in India or another country. Your work is going to a computer or to someone in another country, and you can't do shit about it but starve and go broke. Crazy.
The job market right now is literally a humiliation ritual. I applied for a job back in June. Like the exact date that I had applied for the job was like June 28th. I ended up interviewing for the job July 25th. And during the interview, like one of my closing questions was, I had asked the guy, I was like, okay, like, is there like a specific time that you guys were looking to pick a candidate by? And he literally told me, oh yeah, we're looking to make a decision within like the next week or two. I'm like, okay, cool. Why the other day, this was like the day before yesterday, I get an email saying, hey, we've basically decided to move forward with like a different candidate. Now, thank God I've been found a job, y'all. Like I had already been found a new job, but I am just astonished at the fact that you think that literally getting back to me almost 6 months later would even be a choice. Like, why would you even bother getting back to me? And mind y'all, I had already knew in my head that they had already probably went with someone different, which was fine. Because once again, I've been found like a new job, but it was just the audacity of like, you waited all this time and I know you've already found a new candidate. Why not notify the people when you find a new candidate rather than waiting literally months after the person originally applies to let them know? I find that just so evil. Like, the job market is genuinely evil. Capitalism is genuinely an evil disease. And I'm just thinking about the amount of people that go through things like this and they don't find a job. Like they are literally banking on these people to call them back and to be honest with them. And either they ghost them or they reply to them literally months later. And honestly, I'd rather you ghost me. Even though that's evil as well, I honestly rather you ghost me. Job. This was not like a state job or like a government job, like a type of job where it's like, okay, you know, they may take a moment to get back to you due to like background things or just the overall process. No, it was nothing along those lines. Like I would have understood then, but it's just like, why are y'all making people go through this for the bare minimum? And I also think that these jobs are like getting paid to post job listings, but not actually hire people. Like there has got to be some type of motive behind this, because even listening to other people and even experiencing the job market right now, it's so bad. Lastly, like another thing with the job market is the fact that a lot of these jobs want you to go through multiple interviews just to not hire you. Why are you having people go to like 3-4 interviews and you know you're not gonna go through with them, or you pick like another candidate? I feel like if you don't know after like the second interview, stop wasting people's time. Just stop wasting people's time. All in all, I hope things get better. Like I truthfully feel for the people that are still in the job market, because y'all, when I tell you it's so bad, and this is not a matter of, oh, redo your resume, do this, do that. You can do everything. It's the market. Like it's not you, it's the market.